All right, here we go with ground ball 101. So, ground balls, this will be a fairly lengthy video. And again, we're just giving kind of a philosophical overview of all the different steps of fielding a ground ball. We'll get pretty detailed with it. So it'll be a fairly lengthy video, but just take it in bite-sized pieces. When we teach it at practice, we're taking it in bite-sized pieces. We're not trying to teach all these things at one time. There's too much stuff to remember. So a couple things at a time, just work on a couple things at a time. And then as you get accustomed to those and they become a habit, you can stack two more things on. So philosophically, I guess ultimately with the ground ball, what we're trying to do, and when we talk about a ground ball in this video, we're talking about a ball that's within the framework of your body. It's not a ball that we're having to reach this way for on a backhand or something that we're running full speed for this way. It's more of just a routine ground ball that's within the framework of your body and that we're going to field routinely 99% of the time. So ultimately what we're trying to accomplish, obviously getting outs is of the utmost importance in winning baseball games. So we need ground balls to be as routine as possible, and we need to make them the majority of the time. So what we want to be able to do is field it in a way that we're setting ourselves up to get the right hop, so that we're not getting bad hops or balls that are going off the chest. So what we're trying to accomplish here is being able to read the hop the correct way so that we can pick the right hop, but then ultimately field it to where we're moving through the ball as we're fielding it with momentum going in the direction we're going to throw it. So that's ultimately what we're trying to accomplish. Now, all the different steps associated with getting from that to that, let's start with just the setup. Basically, from a setup standpoint, we want to be ready to field the ball so we can be super relaxed, walking around, waving at mom in the crowd while the pitcher's getting ready. But once the pitcher's ready and set, obviously we've thought about what we're doing with the ball when it's hit to us, so we already know what we're going to do if the ball's hit to us. And we want to be expecting that every time the pitcher throws the ball, that the ball is going to be hit to us, and that we're expecting that we're going to make a play on it. So once the pitcher comes set and he's about ready to get into his motion, we need to be walking into the pitch and basically chest forward, just like we'll be when we actually field the ground ball. We want to kind of preset that and just get in that chest forward athletic position. We want to be really relaxed with our arms and hands, thumbs up, just like if we were going to run, or if like we're standing here, our arms just kind of rest here like this. So it's really just, we don't need to be like this or doing anything goofy with our arms and hands other than just kind of out in front of us like this, super relaxed. So all we got to do is go from here to here. So you see a lot of kids that go from up here doing all this and then just slap the glove down. We want to avoid all that excessive movement if we can. So from a setup standpoint, as we're walking into the ball, once the pitcher's getting ready to throw it, as we're walking into the play, we're chest forward, thumbs up here, just super relaxed with our arms and hands. And then at about the time the batter would hit the ball, we want to get a little hop in here with our chest forward so that when we hit with both feet, we can move either direction. Because obviously we don't know which direction the ball is going to be hit. So from there, if the ball's hit at us, here's where we get into the technique of it. So obviously the setup stuff's super important because we're setting ourselves up to go through the proper mechanics of fielding the ball when we do. When we get in to actually field the ball, if the ball's hit at me, there may be scenarios to where I'm going to charge it a little bit. There may be scenarios to where it's hit hard enough that I'm not going to have to charge it. But if I do have to charge it, what we want to be thinking about is we're taking big steps to get there. But once we get there, or if we don't have to charge it, it's feet move in little choppy steps. And we want to get to the right of the ball. So we always want to get to the right of it. Somewhere off your left ear, maybe a little bit more, but no, you don't need to get excessively off to the right of it. The reason we want to get to the right of the ball is, first of all, once we get to the right of it, we can field it as we're moving to the left and our momentum's going towards, let's say, first base where we're trying to get you out. Secondly, if we get to the right of the ball, it's easier to see how the ball's bouncing and whether or not, so you can kind of pick your hop and go get it on a regular hop, a long hop, or a short hop, but we don't want that in-between hop. So getting to the right of the ball allows us to read the hop better than if we're right behind the ball. It's harder to see from a depth standpoint of what the ball's doing and how it's hopping. So that's the reasons we want to get to the right of the ball. So basically we're just, you know, from here, we just kind of get to the right of it enough to where when we field the ball, when we step into it, it's always right, left, and field, and it's our left foot comes down as we're fielding the ball. So it's basically we're moving through it with our footwork more than anything. So a couple of drills we're doing in practice are like a flamingo drill, and we don't field it, we don't step down until we actually field it. So we should be timing up the ball hitting our glove with our left foot coming down. So a lot of times we just get to the right of the ball and our feet are moving, and then as we step into it, it's right, left, field. So that's the footwork as we field it. Beyond that, then it's right, left, throw once we field it with a few other steps in there. So from there, once we get down to field the ground ball, so I go right, I'm to the right of it, I'm here real relaxed, it's right, left, and as I'm fielding it, we don't want to be glove up like this because obviously the ball can run under here. So again, everything with your arms and hands, and everybody's heard this, have soft hands. Everything with your arms and hands should be really relaxed. So as I get down here to field it, the glove should be a little downward like this, and obviously it needs to be wide open. So as we get down here, we want the glove out far enough that we can see the ball and our glove at the same time. So we don't want to be fielding it back here. We're standing straight up and down and fielding it back here because I can't see the ball and my glove at the same time. So again, as I get into it, I want to be really low. So sideways, I should be low enough that my back is pretty flat to where Jake or anybody else could come eat a bowl of cereal off my back. So again, that's why at setup, we're chest forward, we're in an athletic position, so we don't have to go from straight up and down to get down there. We're already down here and we just go from here to here and we're super flat back. And what that allows us to do is get our hands out more so we can see the ball and the glove at the same time. All right, from there, once we field it, we're out here. We want to trap the ball here. We don't need to squeeze our glove on it because that just means we got to dig in there and somehow dig it out. So really what we want to do is just trap the ball in our glove and leave it open like this, which allows us to get the ball out quickly. So once I field it, what we want to do is bring it into our belly, just like a quarterback would when he's going back. We're funneling it to the center, and then as we funnel it to the center, we're coming out, pinching our back, thumbs down, just like throwing 101 video to where we're reading the watch and we're pinching our arm back here. So the motion as a whole from this point is right, left, really low, everything out in front, trap it, funnel it to center, and then come out thumbs down like this. From there, it's just the same footwork to actually make the throw to first base. So we get down here, we get to the right of it, field it out in front, we're kind of relaxed with our hand down here, funnel it to center, and then it's right, left, thumbs down, throw. So I got a little off on that because it's slow, but it's, and then it's throw. So beyond that, once we throw the ball, again, like we talked about in the throwing video, we want our momentum going that way. We don't want to be spinning out this way. So ideally, one of the last things to work into as you're working on fielding ground balls and making good throws is once we field it, right, left, throw, and then we just kind of want to follow our throw with our momentum going that way. What we don't want to do is field it and then throw it and then kind of be falling back this way. So a lot of what I see, youth kids do is it's, you'll kind of get to a point where you think the ground ball is going to be, set up shop with flat feet, and then we try to field it. And once we get it, then we got to get all of our momentum moving after we field it. And that's, pretty inefficient at that point. So just from a detail standpoint, we're trying to get them to the point where their momentum's working towards first base or wherever they're trying to throw it. So